Hey guys, how's it going? As promised, we have a gameplay video to show you that the Hammer of the Ancients build is 100% viable for Greater Rift 50 plus. Now to show you, I do call this 50 plus, so I could show you at 50, but where's the plus, right? So let's just go one higher. Again, I have actually done a little bit higher, but we'll just show you this for the sake of the video, that it does actually go above Greater Rift 50. So let's get in there. Again, I'll just kind of walk you guys through what I'm doing and just immediately throw out your Call of the Ancients, throw out your War Cry, your Battle Rage, throw on that Wrath of the Berserker, and go to town. Again, whenever there's a few enemies grouped up, we're going to want to use that Furious Charge. Again, the cooldown will come right back. That gives us our focus and restraint, and you can just keep using it as long as there's enemies around. Just keep throwing that Furious Charge down, and you can see, like, if you look at the numbers, the crits, we're consistently critting for, you know, over 1 billion, and every once in a while over 2 billion. It's actually fairly insane. So here's our first pack. Again, you can see how quickly Wrath of the Berserker comes back. You do have to be concerned with your survivability. Again, this is a melee build, and you saw I wasn't paying attention there for a second, then I actually almost died. But you look at the damage output of this build, it is legitimately insane. And there are actually 2 packs here, so if you're wondering, you know, if you can actually do that, yeah, you can. So this is actually pretty good here. This is going well. So here we go. There's 1 down, there's 2 pretty much down. And again, you can see Wrath of the Berserker is 100% uptime. You look at the damage output, it is nutty. Like, I've been playing this build for a while now, and I'll be honest, every once in a while I still feel like I'm in awe of the damage output. And I probably shouldn't be, and you know, that might make me sound like a noob, but you know what? This is the first time that I've actually given myself a real build that's capable of this kind of thing, so you know what? I'm gonna enjoy it. And if you play it, you should enjoy it too. Never lose that sense of wonder that you get from seeing, you know, just huge yellow numbers. That's why we play this game after all, right? So, but yeah, again, just make sure you're, you know, pretty much once you see your Wrath of the Berserker come off cooldown, just hit it again. Because if that drops off, your damage output will go down drastically. And again, just remember, whenever there's a bunch of enemies around, just continuously Furious Charge through them, because again, the cooldown will come right back. And you can see how quickly these packs are going down. Like, it's not a fair fight. Obviously, as with anything, what affixes they have will affect exactly how easy it is. But so far, we've been doing all right. So there's that one down. And you know, a lot of times with the graders, especially with the new layout where you do have to kill more enemies, you'll find yourself falling behind the timer, you know, a little bit at the beginning. And maybe it's just partially because we did get an early pack, but you can see we're already beating the timer by a significant amount, and that should just get better and better as we kill more packs. So again, just dash in there, make sure to keep up your Battle Rage and War Cry, and obviously keep up your Wrath of the Berserker. Don't forget the Furious Charge for that sweet, sweet focus and restraint buff. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. This isn't a super complicated build where you have to be doing a bunch of different things at once. You charge in there and you start hammering things in the face until they're dead. It's pretty much it. If you remember to keep up your buffs and you just watch your positioning, you know, just watch your health. I actually goofed because my Templar is currently granting me Fury Regeneration as his last skill instead of the secondary heal, which is a mistake. You don't need the Fury Regeneration. Like, you can see that my Fury is staying full. So I actually have less survivability than I should. I actually just remembered that now that my Templar has the wrong skill as his last one. So yeah. Keep in mind survivability, it's important. You don't deal damage if you're dead. But, you know, we'll see. Obviously a conduit pylon will make this a bit faster. But I mean, you could see where we were already. It's not like we needed the conduit pylon to do this. But when they have arcane, it's like they're cheating, so we get to cheat with the conduit pylon. That's how I see it. Oh wow, another pack for our conduit. That's amazing. So there's that. Obviously not every rift is going to have a conduit for you, but you don't need it. Just helps, that's all. It's for the sake of expediency. We're going to go with that. You know, like I planned it or something. But yeah, I mean, there's only so many things I can really say. Obviously, for those, you know, who have gotten the idea and just want to see the end, you know, you can skip to the end of the video. I'm just going to, you know, have this going, you know, through the whole rift, and you can see the Rift Guardian fight afterwards. But yeah, it's, again, this build is not rocket science. You know, it's not one of those builds where you have to constantly, you know, be juggling skills. You do have to remember to Fury's Charge, which I still do forget to do sometimes just because of how much damage the hammer does. But you will do more damage, obviously, taking advantage of the focus and restraint. That's why we're using it, after all. And plus, it is a little bit of disruption. It's a bit of, you know, crowd control, since it does knock them up, which is why I'm really going to consider cubing some strong arm bracers. I think that might be better than the Tasker and Theo that I'm currently using. It's just that's literally the only piece of armor that I've cubed at this point. But I do think strong arms might actually be really good for this build. I think I'm going to have to try that out. It's probably better. Like, I'm just thinking about it because I haven't tried it yet, but I can't imagine how that's not better. Like, we don't really need the Ancient's attack speed buffed. Like, it's nice. You know, they'll do more damage, they'll give us more Fury. But we have full Fury anyway, like, all the time. Really. I can't imagine that's really necessary. I think strong arm's gotta be the way to go. It's gotta be. So yeah, if you haven't, I encourage you to try that. It's gotta be better. Especially if, unlike me, you actually remember to use your Furious Charge. Like, even as I'm talking about it, I'm not doing it. It's... I don't know what's wrong with me, but... yeah. I'm just special like that, I guess. But you see the damage output. Like I said, guys, never get used to it. Always enjoy yourself. It is a game, after all. If you're not enjoying it, I don't know what you're doing. But I don't know that there's ever really going to be a time where I can enjoy seeing these just huge yellow numbers of, you know, crits of 1.5 billion, 2 billion plus. Like, come on. That's just pretty. If you can't enjoy the beauty of that, then, I don't know, go play a different game, I guess. I'll just tell you. But yeah, I generally enjoy the builds that, you know, generally just reward good setup and don't require you to do all sorts of craziness. I feel like, I don't know. It's just, as I said, it's just fun to see those numbers. And you just get to slam a giant fiery hammer down on things. Like, how is that not great? It's great, but that's the answer to that. Yeah, Furious Charge, it's a skill that I do, in fact, have, that I should be using. I don't know, like, if you guys have watched some of my previous videos, I have this real problem where there's always, like, one skill in any build I'm doing for any class that I just straight up forget to use half the time. I've done it with my Barb, I've done it with my Wizard, like, I don't know what it is. I have a problem. I just forget to use skills sometimes. It's bizarre. Like, I'll always use the main one, and then there'll be a supplementary skill that's still important, but it's not the main damaging skill, and I'll just straight up forget that it's there. I think on the Wizard, what was it? I think it was Black Hole that I would forget to use. I think that's what it was. I don't know. I have a problem. I need help. Yeah, so we're starting to get towards the end of the Rift. As you can see, we haven't really been challenged at any point, despite, you know, several different packs that have had all sorts of different affixes. Obviously, you know, a couple of those packs were helped out by the Conduit Pylon, but we were way ahead of the timer already by that point. It's not like we needed that. to get through. You can see there's really nothing. And even when we do take damage, because you do... I actually didn't go over it, but on the belt, I actually do have life per fury spent. And while I did mention that on my bracers it should be vitality instead of life per hit, so I had to roll for the fire damage, I actually have been enjoying the life per hit. I do feel like it's helped with my survivability. You know, I don't know if that would really be any better or worse than just having the vitality, but... You know, also, if you haven't yet, just watch when I cast Wrath of Berserker and just look at the cooldown on it. And also look at the Crusader King's 148 billion health and, you know, how long that takes to go away. We'll just kill his pack here for the Rampage bonus, recast our buffs. When I get him a little bit below half HP, I guess I'll hit that shielding pylon, but... Or I'll just die immediately. Holy cow, he just 100 to 0'd me. Well, see, that happened. Alright then. Might have to modify the plan a bit. Oh my. Alright, anyway. Let's just kill this guy. How about that? That's my plan. So yeah, just again, you know, remember to Furious Charge. You know, even some Rift Guardians don't summon things, so you know, you just cast Furious Charge when it's on cooldown. Just to get the focus and restraint buff. But yeah, and that is a Crusader King. But unfortunately, it's capable of one-shotting me. Again, my toughness is probably not as high as it should be, but it's alright. He is done. So that's it. That's the build. As you can see, aside from the one time I got one shot due to my toughness being actually fairly low. Other than that, as you can see, we really never challenged in this Rift. It was pretty darn easy, and as I said, I've done up through 53 so far. I've actually only recently completed this build, so I haven't truly tested it yet, but you can see what it does. It does just absolutely tons of damage. You do have a decent amount of survivability. Again, there's a few things that I'm still looking to do with my build that'll actually help with that, but yeah. There you go. If you guys have any comments, questions about the build, anything that you found success with, you know, definitely let me know. But hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.